Pisces. How are y'all doing? Have to try not to smile too big because it makes this eye squint so small. I don't know why I'm in a good mood tonight. I am so glad I am. And guys, don't forget to like or comment or sub if you like it. Don't if you don't, but if you do, it's nice and it helps. I'm almost halfway to getting monetized. I've been doing this for about 3 months, a little bit longer. But, you know, maybe even a little less than 3 months before I started doing all signs. I don't know. Right around there. No. Yes, I am in a good mood. Okay. And if you're wondering if I seem a little weird, I'm an Aquarius. I apologize. Okay, so we have the 7 of Wands, but we're going to be pulling more. So this is the first round. Like, it's almost like 3 levels. Oh my goodness. Okay. So this is about the person. Not necessarily a person who's been good for you. For most everyone, it has not been. It's about the person that you can't see, like, what is going on in their life. So, you know, no, it's not going to resonate with everyone. So, you know, if someone's like, well, I'm not focused on no person, just me. Well, it probably won't work for you then, because this is what this is about. So, this is kind of about, you know, whoever has been kind of itching in your mind, or who's been affecting you, or you've been thinking about, or, you know, if a relationship is not, oh, good grief. I feel like I got sniffles. This cold weather. I don't want to get sniffle boogers on TV. At least it's not live. Okay. So, this person has love. I mean, okay, so they are the lovers. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that they have a lover. You would think it does, you know, but it's like I was telling Aquarius, I've been really interested in looking at the really old traditional meanings, not just what most tarot readers interpret things as now, just to see if there's a difference, right? And in the old interpretations, it is like attraction, love, the beauty and trials overcome. So it kind of means that they're attracted to someone, love someone, and whatever trials may be to get to them has been overcome and that sort of thing, right? So I guess it can mean that they're with them, but even if they're not, it's like they're not in dire straits. They don't feel like it's impossible. They're in a good state at this time. Okay. Their challenge, though, is the 3 of Cups. And, you know, the 3 of Cups, it's like, hold on, I really do want to look at this. It's so strange. It's not that we don't read the 3 of Cups all the time. Those of you who watch me, you know, we do this. But looking at the old meanings, it's just been so curious. I'm trying to put them on there just so I can kind of like see into it. But I don't know how long it's going to last on those cards with the sleekness of it or whatever. Okay, so before I look at that, I will just go and say, like, I have a feeling that if their challenge is the 3 of Cups, a lot of people interpret modernly the 3 of Cups as like engagement, you know, engaged to be married, or an actual wedding, or celebrating, right? I have a feeling this person's trying to get the proposal, or they are like, they have someone, they love someone, but they want to be proposed to, or they want to propose to someone. The reason why I say they want to be proposed to is because for some of you, this is going to be a woman or the feminine person in the relationship, because what they want is the King of Cups. That's what they're after. You know, it can be anything. I mean, even if it's, what do you call it? A guy who is straight, he probably, or doesn't even have to be straight, but if it's a guy, he probably wants to be the King of Cups. You see what I'm saying? So either way, it's like someone either desires the King of Cups, or someone wants to be the King of Cups. And their challenge is actually getting that proposal, getting that engagement, getting that wedding. They want to make things serious. But I still want to look at the reverse meaning too. since when it crosses them, it's both the reversal and upright. Isn't this the strangest thing? Three of Cups reverse can be achievement, expedition, dispatch, and end. So achieving something, which makes sense. They want something, you know, upright is already victory and happy and plenty and celebrating, whatever. But what they have is the Knight of Swords. And I really usually flip this way, but for some reason I noticed right after I did it that I flipped it the other way. And so I always let my unconscious body do it. I don't like to force it with my logic, because I have learned a long time ago, my logic gets in the way of a lot. Like, even when I'm interpreting these, or if I do a private reading for someone, you have to be willing to let your intuition take what resonates and drop the rest, because my logic, so for some people, I'm dead on and it's exactly their story, just like it is with any reader. And then other people like, yeah, but it's different here. Yeah, but it's different here. Yeah, but it's different here. And, you know, it is kind of like, not to be rude, but it is kind of like Tyler Tarot says when he's like, quit being important, quit being important. And I die laughing every time he says that, because like there's always these people that are like, well, you got it wrong because this is what really happened. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with people commenting and saying what really happened for them, because I know it helps. I know it helps you feel better when you get it out. But when they say it with a tone like you're a shit reader because you didn't get it right, it's like Tyler says, you're just trying to be important, right? It's weird how people do that. But the thing is like my logic can kind of like narrow down the interpretation because of my own experiences and my own understanding. Your intuition is so much more expansive than that. So even when I flip cards or when I do stuff for readings, I like to use that intuition more, which I know a lot of readers do. That's why, you know, we do what we do, right? But that Knight of Swords ended up being reversed. And the fact that I did that when I should have flipped it the other way, it would have been upright. I think that this is what they have, okay? I think they have a lot of stored up stuff that they want to say. A lot, like upright, they would be going towards it and telling someone how they feel. I think that like they have so much they want to say that's just like in here waiting. Like it's building up. And that's what they have. So they have like a script, like a whole script of just wanting to rush in and tell someone a message, and they want to so bad. And if they also really wanting, you know, probably an engagement or something, they might actually like be trying to figure out how to do it right. I really am picking up too on the fact that some of them probably feel like they need to close the book with you before they can really feel like their new engagement is going to go smoothly. I feel like some of them feel like they need to have one last thing they want to say to you. They're not going to at this time, obviously. But it's like, I feel like for some of them, they feel like you might ruin this new relationship because you know stuff about them. You have dirt on them, you know? And so I think they want so bad to make sure that you know that you're wrong and that is your fault and that they're the King of Cups, period. You know, or that's what they want. And, you know, I feel like it's almost like they want to close that chapter. And that's all they've got is that want. So now in the recent past, they have the Wheel of Fortune reversed, which again is so interesting because, you know, this can be like bad luck and bad rounds of luck. And it's something is over. The time has changed. Things have turned. Is moving on. But it's strange because the old fashioned meaning is increase in abundance. It makes you wonder, doesn't it? So that's in their recent past. I do think that there was an ending, there was a turn and change of events, but they did also have probably some form of increase as well. Now, in the future, they have the Page of Wands reversed. Whatever their plans are, not going to happen. It's just not, you know. You never know. For some of you, this person, it just doesn't make sense. It doesn't. I was going to say, it could be that they want to actually propose to you or go after you or whatever. But the reason why I'm concerned about that not being it is because of the fact that they have the Lovers. So why would they be pining or moaning for something that they don't have if they're in a good state right now? For some of you may get it. But I'm also wondering if it's possible because they could be attracted to you. They could actually have overcome a lot and feel like they have the right to go after you, but maybe they can't for some reason. I guess I can go and pull that. That's going to be the outcome. I will say, I feel like whatever their plan is, it's going to fail. Now the future is always fluid. It can change. But I feel like whatever it is, they just can't quite, with this reversed and then this reversed, I feel like they can't quite cut it. They can't quite figure out how to make that growth happen. There's just not enough fertility in the soil of this relationship to make new growth. Okay, so for them, okay. Oh, goodness. So for you, this is not your outcome. This is your current state, is this seal. So you're in sort of a dilemma where you're not really sure which way to turn, but whichever way you turn, if you are healthy and sound and elevating in your life, that you need to make the choice that's the best for all, for the highest good of all, not just what you want. Like, you really want the right thing, not just what you want. You want to know what's right. And you're suffering a little bit. You're emotionally in a little bit of pain because you're trying to figure out what is right. It's not so clear and cut. That's just how life works, It's weird how things in life always challenge us to end up in a situation where what's wrong looks right, what's right looks wrong, and there's so much crap in between, and it is impossible to know the right decision to make. And that's because we're not meant to know the right decision to make. We're meant to go on a journey. We're not meant to be perfect. Okay, now they've got the crane reversed, and I'm seriously thinking about reading this because I will just say that they are probably, kind of naggy or whatever, which is so weird. Why are you going out already? I want my light to stay on. Stay on. I like my light. I didn't have that running for a week or two because I had a migraine for probably 2 or 3 weeks. And I get real sensitive to smell and stuff when I have that. I figured out what it was. And it was like an astigmatism from stress. So I had to really focus on de-stressing. My heart is still out of rhythm from all the stress I've been through. And when my heart gets out of rhythm, it's like I'm a spoonie. So, when my heart gets out of rhythm, it takes a few months for it to get back in rhythm. And any little thing can throw it off. Where art thou? But my eyes are feeling so much better, thank God. Okay. So, here's this crane. It stands for secret knowledge, patience, and longevity. The crane stands alone for hours, but it will also join others to fly or dance. The crane reverse may signify a need to find a balance between being alone and being with others. Spending too much time alone can create feelings of isolation. Having no time to oneself can be an avoidance of self-knowledge and loneliness. The shadow side of the crane manifests as harshness, meanness, and a nagging, complaining disposition. If this describes you, try to relate to the deeper aspects of the crane, in which it becomes an animal of the goddess as crone or wise woman. Ask yourself if you are denying the wise woman who has a knowledge of death and the underworld, and whether your negative behavior may be a reflection of this denial. So this person probably has the potential to be a wise person and to take all of the elements of the things they've been going through and turn it around and make something out of it. But they're not really getting in touch with themselves. And so they're probably a bit naggy and moody and temperamental. And it's crazy because they have the lovers and they have a desire. They are crossing the 3 of Cups. They want the King of Cups. This person looks like they want emotional stability and they want joy and they want a commitment. But something about them is making them, they're denying something. They're in denial of something. And it's causing them to be, here's what I don't like. When people get like this, I always feel like they take it out on the ones they love the most. It does. Like, they end up hurting the ones that they want to treat the best, and it's not right. Okay. So, how they did feel about you, how they are, and how they will. Oh, so that is like that's 9 of Wands reverse is how they felt about you in the past. They probably felt like not just like they were beat up, but like they were like, it wasn't worth it anymore. Now, it's weird because they're the naggy one. So maybe you also argue with them and maybe set them in their place. And I don't think they thought it was worth it. I think they literally gave up on it. They didn't even try. Okay. Now, some of you, maybe they did try and then they walked away. You know, I feel like at this point, because, you know, when it's upright, there you are, like, you know, damaged and bruised and beaten from challenging moments in your life or challenging people situations. And reverse can be getting over it, you know, it can be moving on from it, recovering from it. But I keep picking up on this sense of like they wanted to walk around it. Like they really didn't want to face anything that could damage that ego, damage that pride, you know, anything that could come in between them and their illusion. And how they feel about you now is the sun. So I think they see you as the solution. So it's very, very possible that they have their eye on you, that lovers is them having an eye on you. They're attracted to you and they're trying to figure out how to get to you, how to get you to commit. I think so. So either they think you are the King of Cups most likely, or they want to be your King of Cups. And in the future, they are going to feel like the Seven of Pentacles reverse. Uh-oh. It sounds to me like, unless, you know, things change, because you know how, like I said, the future is fluid. I don't think it's going to work out. I don't think they're going to try, though. Again, I feel like this person has such sensitive ego, like such sensitive pride. Like this person, like, I know a person, okay, they're not a Pisces sun, but they have some Pisces in their chart. And they do this. And so if any of y'all are cross watchers, it could be the Pisces in your life that does this. A lot of Piscean energy does avoid responsibility. And, you know, I'm not trying to say it in a bad way. I'm not. I've seen a lot of Pisces are very, very smart and very, very intuitive. But some, like, just like I'm an Aquarius. You know, most Aquariuses are truth tellers and really bold and courageous and we're trailblazers. But there are those Aquariuses who are like, piggybackers and ghosters. So, but I've seen if you have a negative Piscean energy, and even if you're a good Pisces, if you know this person has Piscean energy in their chart, but they don't handle it well, they have Libra can do this too. I've seen Libras do this too. I don't know if there's any other signs I can think of offhand. Y'all might know some, but like they like to skirt the responsibility. They kind of like, you know, tiptoe around it because they just cannot handle anyone who's passive aggressive, which I know Pisces and Libra are infamous for that, but I know there's got to be some other ones. Virgo no, Virgo's a naggy. I've got Virgo moon. I know a lot of Virgos throughout my life, and like when they get on the negative side, they don't shut up. It's like they nag you until they drive you crazy. But I will say, I really feel like this person, even though they see you as everything, the problem is I think that they're so afraid of failure. They're so afraid of you snapping at them or giving them harsh treatment. Like, I've got strength at the bottom of the deck right now. I just don't think they know how to be strong enough to do it. Like, they just, I feel like they're copping out. Like, they just won't. They just won't. I've got that. I've got the Hind for the outcome. That is beautiful. That's natural, beautiful, subtle, graceful energy. And you may be, especially with the Seal, you may be very subtle and very graceful and in tune with the psychic realm, the spirit realm. This person might be too. Maybe they're also very subtle. Maybe they're also very, very gentle. You know, they may have a really fragile eagle. That's weird. There is eagle in the cards, which talks about knowing the right time to dive into the heart after being logical. But I feel like if their ego is real sensitive, it may be because they're so like, some of them, they may just be emotionally shallow, but some of them might actually just be so gentle, so frail, and so like they may have learned themselves by now that they know that like they can get wounded easy, so they would rather retreat than show their ugly side. You know, I can be guilty of that even because I don't I can put a person in their place. I was raised by an alpha, well, he likes to call himself an alpha, a Marine type of person. And like, you know, so critical. Everyone on that side of the family, the men anywhere, so critical and so judgmental and just so harsh that like, I know how to put you in your place. Like I can break you down in 2 seconds flat and spot all your weaknesses quickly. but I don't like to. It freaks me out. Like I feel bad after. So I really avoid it. And, you know, a lot of people who like to be gentle and prefer to be gentle will retreat. Oh, I felt something fall on my eyelash. They want to retreat. And the main reason why is because they don't want the ugly side to come out of them. They might know that that possibility is there. And especially that naggy crane, if they're spending too much time alone or too much time with the wrong people or anything else, they might be afraid that, like, you know, of what they're going to look like if, you know, you say no. Like, if they approach you and you don't take it the way they want to, they might say or do something they're going to regret. And they just don't want to take that chance. I think they would rather just stay alone than take that chance, because they, you know, they know that they would prefer to stay in a gentle frame of mind. They just don't want to be provoked. Okay, so the outcome for them is the Seven of Cups reverse. I swear that Aquarius, they got that one, but upright for their outcome for the other person. Y'all might want to check your Astro macros, your Sun, Moon, Rising. Could be your Venus. Some of you guys may just be on the cusp of Aquarius. And the thing is like, yeah, the other person they're blinded by all the options or trying to find some. Like, they were running out of options, but they knew they needed to find new ones, and they're just so lost in how to do it. In this case, sometimes when I get that reverse, I feel like they've made up their mind for one option. They're going to go for it. They're focusing on it. And I think they may have, like, they realize that you are exactly the destination that they want. But I also feel like at the same time, they may also just be walking away because it's just too many possibilities for them to figure out and they can't handle it. Now, for you, you do have the Strength card. Isn't that strange? It wanted to come back out. I felt a card as I was shuffling, and it definitely wanted to speak up. So I think that you are going to be strong through this. With the Seal energy and the Hind and even the Strength card, I feel like you have what it takes to stay strong and have your feet firmly planted. You know, I think that you might actually see a lot of yourself in this person. For some of you, no, because if it's an emotionally shallow person, no. But you might actually see that a lot of their weaknesses you also have. And so you realize that Spirit brought them into your life for this very purpose, to reflect some of your own weaknesses, some of your own blind spots, and it's encouraging you to face your shadow self and to also have a little bit of mercy and love and empathy for other people who mess up too. Because you can actually put yourself in their shoes and realize that if you were them, you might feel the same way. And the outcome is, for both of you, is the World reversed. So I actually feel like you both are probably going to go into, very similar to me, as like a hermit mode. I think some of you might introspect a little bit. The World reverse can actually be failing to accomplish what you wanted. If you're going out in the world to present how you feel or to move on, it may fail. I do feel like in this particular situation, it really is that you guys both may go into retreat mode. You know, you might actually just need some time to yourself. And it may not be, because we didn't get the Hermit card, you may not be going to full-blown hermit mode where you're going to sit here and ruminate over the situation over and over again. You're not going to sit here and consistently try to figure out and overanalyze everything. I do think this person is going to a little bit with this card, but I feel like more likely you both are going to retreat into your own little world to just recover. You know, time to get back to what you love. What are your hobbies? What makes you stay in the present moment and let go of all the stuff that is stressful? Because you know that you need time to just like have self-care. You know, what are the things that mean a lot to you? And I think that they may realize they need to do the same thing. So even if y'all were meant to be together, I feel like at this time, y'all both kind of want to heal a little bit. Let's see. We will pull an Akashic. Y'all's reading doesn't look that bad. Some of the ones I've seen were awful. I think it's very likely that you both are going through transitions and you probably both have taught each other a lot. You probably have learned a lot from each other. And so you're able to grow from it, but you probably also have to recover, you know? And if you're recovering, you probably both know that if you're ever meant to be together again, you have to recover and work on yourself, do some shadow work, but also some self-care, and realize what are your goals and values for your future. What do you really genuinely want? So that, got the path unknown. I fell out with that. And I kind of feel like that's kind of with it reversed, is you might actually want to take, you know, a path that doesn't look as well lit, or you might want to take a path that's, you know, a little bit questionable. But if you always stay on the path that's the easiest for you to figure out, you know, you gotta sometimes want to take a chance. And I think it might feel safer for you guys to, for some of you, it might feel safer to bail out. For some of you, it might feel safer to just be codependent. But you might both be realizing that if you want to be good for each other, neither one of you can be codependent. You both actually need to be sovereign and have your own boundaries and know what you as a sovereign being wants. Now, this is actually about, I do think that this is probably how y'all both feel for your own personal life. A strong, sturdy nest cradles a new family of birds as the babies are fed. This card represents the force of creativity and expansion. When you receive this card upright, it is a signal to focus on starting new things or expanding, perhaps your business, your network of friends, or indeed your family. There may be some effort involved. The nest has to be built, and you will need to be open to the additions coming your way. Children may be forthcoming. You may be renovating your home, or perhaps you will be hiring new employees or opening new business locations. Whatever it is, it will be well worth the effort, for the expansions you make will bring great joy. Spiritual expansions may be in store as well. It's never too late to widen your network of spirit family, friends, and guides. The rewards of that kind of expansion are limitless. So see, I'm thinking like, even if you may not have the world card upright, I think y'all want to start from your home out, you know, rebuilding your home, kind of nesting literally, so that you can actually get back to center. And once you do that, you actually feel like you're expanding because your cup is starting to overflow from within. And once you actually overflow, you do have that energy and that love to, you know, offer something genuine to someone else. If you're not overflowing, you know, you get on empty, you will act like the naggy crane. I've gotten the naggy crane for me more than once. It's been a long time, thank God. But I used to get it a lot. And I realized, you know, when you get out of balance, I call it like the martyr syndrome. And my mom's a Pisces, and like, okay, like I know I talked to the Aquarius one about how like mean she could be to me when I was young. And she used to always shut me down. Like she was pretty psychologically manipulative because she'd always tell me I was too emotional and too dramatic. And I'm like, here she is being the Pisces. I'm the Aquarius here, right? But as she got older, you know, we were able to just talk about things. And like we both admitted that we all, moms, are guilty about having like martyr syndrome. Partners can do this too. And what we call it by that is like, you know, where we self-sacrifice to the point that it hurts, but we're not telling anyone that we're bleeding. And no one knows if we don't tell them. You know, and sometimes we do try to tell our kids, or we do try to tell our spouse or whoever's in our life, and they don't seem to listen, then you get really mad. But it's like, we don't need to wait until we're hurting and bleeding and our heels are bleeding, or, you know, we have headaches and we're feeling sick. We need to actually speak up before we feel like we're suffering too much. And admit it, some of you guys, because I even dated a Pisces guy once, and he was so bad about not telling me anything was wrong. And then out of the blue, out of nowhere, he would blow up on me and tell me all of these things he hated about me out of nowhere. And I was like, you could have just told me yesterday. Like, I don't understand. Like, why did you wait till now? Like, why do you wait till 10 things pile up? So, and I think a lot of water signs are bad about this. Maybe everyone is, I don't know. But like, you know, you don't need to like let it build up. Like, I don't feel like y'all got that extreme with it. I'm just saying, like, we have all had moments, my mom, me, and so many people, where we think, oh, we've got it so hard. But really, we did it to ourselves. And I think some of y'all are learning that, you know, you have to be sovereign so that you don't put yourself in that situation. We got bum about to go off. Parental alienation or parental abuse or neglect or abandonment. Some of you may be dealing with some co-parenting issues, or the other person might be. And then also, they are pure drama. And I'm using you for money and connections. So, for some of you, this person is nothing but trouble. And maybe they are going to cause some issues in the future, and that's why nothing good is going to come out of it. I do also think it could just be spirit warning you about something coming in from the side that has nothing to do with this person, that an ex might start something. So just be on alert, but don't be stressed out. It will never be as bad as, your fears. Just be aware. I love you. I bless you. And please like. This is about to go off. And so, talk to you next time.